Hello, firecrackers. Hey guys, let's talk about why your sales calls are so freaking weird and so freaking awkward, okay? This is going to be really good. I'm excited to teach you guys about this one. I'm excited to talk about this because it's so weird. It's something that I work on with my clients that I haven't ever talked about before, but it was a complete game changer in my business. All right. So if you're watching the replay, say hello. I'd love to see who's watching this shit. All right. So what we're going to talk about is things about when you can't afford a program and someone says, well, if you don't invest in yourself, you'll never grow. We'll talk about these conversations being had on the internets. We'll talk about, people talking about you have a bad money mindset if you don't invest in yourself. We'll talk about how awkward or weird you feel when someone says they can't afford your program. So then you just hang up the phone and say, oh, okay, they can't afford to work with me. And that's the end of the conversation. That should never be the end of the conversation. Okay. How weird you feel to ask people to invest a high amount of money into your program. Or you might be at a point when you want to charge high level, but feel like it's kind of an asshole thing to do to charge more than $5,000 for your program. So you look at people who are charging $10,000 and think like, well, that's like fucking ridiculous for someone in the online coaching world to charge that much. Okay, we'll talk about that. All right, we're going to go through these all pretty much just how I break them down. Okay, and that you're not sure what is the right way to sell people. Okay, because every time you do, you feel so awkward and nervous. And you just get so nervous about saying the price. And when anybody, hey Stephanie, whenever anybody signs up for a call, you're just like, bleh, bleh. All right. There's also some things we could probably talk about, which is actually getting people on the phone who don't like gawk at your prices. I'll talk about that too. Okay. So let's talk about the two first things I'm going to talk about, right? These are the two first things I'm going to talk about. Okay, I'm talking about things that are happening on the internet about when people saying, you can't afford a program, and someone says, well, if you don't invest in yourself, you'll never grow. Or things about, hey, Ty, when you have a bad money mindset if you don't invest in yourself. Okay, so these conversations like being had on the internet, basically. So here's really my take. When people say things like, if you don't invest in yourself, you'll never grow. If you say that stuff on a sales phone call, get that out. Get that out right now. No. Just don't. Here's the thing. I would never, ever, ever, none of my clients have ever, and will never, ever be dragged into my programs. That's not how it works. I'm not here to drag you into the program. I am here for you to get freaking results. So I'm not going to drag you into something and just shame you, right, into getting into this program. Like, that's not how it actually works, because what happens is it's like this person's fearful, and then you're feeding their fear, and your fear is feeding their fear, and it never actually works really well. You'll probably find if you get someone who comes into your program through using these tactics, that pretty much what you'll find is that the person will either quit the program, they'll miss a payment, or they'll end they'll ask for a refund or something like that, because they're in such grips of fear around money that they literally can't come into the program and just focus on the work that you need for them to focus on. And then they won't get the results. Then they'll end up leaving. They'll ask for a refund, or they'll miss the payments. Don't ever use that tactic. And the whole idea around, well, if you don't invest in yourself, you'll never grow. I do subscribe to that idea. I mean, I think that's actually true. I think that if you don't invest in yourself, that you won't grow. And I think that's very true. I think you do have to invest in a business. Yes. Do I care if you go into debt or use savings or you stay your 9 to 5? I don't give a shit how you find the money, really. I honestly don't give a shit how you find the money. I have always found the money. But I think that it's very true that you do have to invest in yourself in order to grow your business, okay? And get the most out of your investment, okay? Now let's talk about the idea that you have a bad money mindset if you don't invest in yourself. I mean, I don't know what this thing is about this is good or this is bad or this is good or this is bad. I don't think there's like anything that anybody should ever say like this is good or this is like... To me, that idea is like so weird. It's a really weird concept to say you have a bad money mindset if you don't invest in yourself. I think it's more of like, to me, it's not a bad money mindset. I mean, to me, I think that there is something going on mentally that's stopping you. Hey, Katie. I think there is something going on mentally, okay? If you're not investing in yourself, typically you're at a place of just, I don't like to label these things. This is good, this is bad. I don't like doing that anymore. But what I mean is, if you're not in a place where you're not investing in yourself, it's because there's probably a couple things happening. You don't actually trust yourself. You're in a weird money pattern that you're letting money have power over you. And when I changed my money mindset really drastically this year, what had happened was I really just started to understand and believe that, like, I was all in on this business. Like, there was no way this business is not going to make 6 figures this year. I'm on track for 6 figures this year. But that happened because I didn't say to myself, oh, I can't invest in myself. I can't spend any more money. When I was doing that, I was stuck. I was stuck at like making like $30,000 to $40,000 when I kind of went that way. But when I went the way of saying, this is exactly where I'm going, and I just can't even think about the idea of like not investing in myself or not like going forward towards my dreams. And I kind of thought about, if I want to make 6 figures this year and I'm only trying to spend $1,000 on my business or on my own self-improvement, like, that's not going to happen. Like, I just don't see that happening at all. I don't see it's possible. Yeah, sure. I mean, sure, it's totally possible, right? But I think it's very rare that would happen. I think if you want to make 6 figures, if you want to make a certain amount of money, whether for you it's just 50,000 or for you it's 75, or maybe it's just your first 20,000, I think that number has to be like, you have to look at the investment that you have to make in order to get that. And I'll tell you, when I was making investments, that was like, God, last year, what did I probably invest in myself? Maybe $2,000 or $3,000 if I add up all that. I was doing lots of low-end programs, like $1,000 program or a $300 course, and I only came out like at the end of the year with like 38,000, I think I made. And I think I had maybe invested 2 to 3. I think I can go back through my books and see, but it's very correlated. It's extremely correlated how much you are investing in yourself, because the mindset, the money mindset you have behind it is that I know that I'm going to this amount of money, and I know that no matter what I do, I'm going to make that amount of money. So that's why you don't get scared of investments. That's why you're not scared of big numbers or investments. And the people who don't invest in themselves or in their business, you're just not all in. You're just not there yet. And if you want to wait and wait and wait to make that amount of money you want, it's your money, it's your life, right? I don't give a shit, right? But if you want to make 6 figures and you're only buying $200 courses, and you're only buying like $1,000 intensive with someone, or you're only working with a coach who charges $2,000, like, nope, that's not how it's gonna happen. And I'll tell you guys that straight up. I had to really look at like how serious I was with myself about investing, and I wasn't that serious, and it was being reflected with my bank account. And that's the truth of it. That's why, honestly, guys, this whole mindset is exactly why I have no weird conversations anymore. Because I'm just like, I don't give a shit. You invest in it or you don't. I'm the one who's going places. If you don't, I'm not going to drag you into this. I'm not. It feels very funny when I say it like that. But that's really how I feel. All right, so let's talk about the next thing I want to talk about, okay? How awkward or weird you feel. Okay, let's talk about this conversation. When someone says they can't afford your packages. So you get someone on the phone and then they say they can't afford your package. And then you just say, oh, okay, no problem. I don't want you to, stress about this or go into debt. That's what you think in your head. Like, I don't want you to go into debt, or I don't want you to stress about this or anything like that. Like, I know what money stress feels like, and I know what debt feels like, so I don't want you to feel that. So, okay, yeah, sure. I understand. No, I understand. No, I know. I understand. Life happens, and you probably had this thing happen or that thing happen. So I don't want to stress you to spend money on my program. I would never want to do that. And I'm like, why? Why? So first of all, here's what's happening. If you're getting people who are on the phone with you and they're saying they can't afford your packages, please let them know how much packages are up front. Please, very common, Katie, first of all, okay? But please, let's think about this first. everybody here, I would like to subscribe to the idea. Now, I have mastermind girlfriends, okay, that don't list their prices, but my philosophy is like, I don't want to get on the phone with you if you don't know how much my packages are. Like, to me, it's like a waste of my time, which my time is very precious, obviously, right? I got to sit out here on this deck. But what I'm saying is, don't even get on the phone with someone if they don't know what your prices are. Put your prices on your website. If you have varying packages, right? Like when I owned my wedding flower business, what I said was, like, here's my inquiry form. My packages start at minimum of $2,000. That's it. Like, I don't know where this thing came from of people not listing their prices. I still have girlfriends that do it. Yes, Stephanie. I still have girlfriends that do it. But to me, I'm like, no, like, what? No, I don't want to get on the phone with you if you can't, right? If you've had this happen, okay, I want to talk more about when someone even gets on the phone with you and they know your prices and they're like, yes, I'm ready to invest, but they still feel a little scared, right? So maybe they get on the phone with you and they're like, I know I'm ready to invest. I know I'm ready to work with you, but I am still just really freaking scared. So that might happen too. This person just might be so freaking scared to invest, right? To me, it's as simple as saying, if you invest in this, will your business change and will your life change? And if they say yes, then it's like, then why would you even put this off? You know you need to do this for your business to move forward, because if you stay where you are, you're going to be getting the same shit which you don't like, which you're not happy about. So invest. Let the money go. Who gives a shit, right? Like, this is how I literally have my sales conversations. It's just me saying who gives a shit over and over again. But what I mean by it is, the most important thing I want you guys to take away from this live is that never let the conversation end at they are scared to invest an amount of money, okay? Everybody's scared to invest money. This is, honestly, guys, it's almost like, I find it so boring that the fear, it's almost like boring to me at this point, because it's like, yes, of course, I'm still scared to invest money. Everybody's scared to invest money, right? But it's our job to make people uncomfortable. If you are a coach or a service provider or a business owner, it is your freaking job to make people get into uncomfortable situations. Because if you are uncomfortable, you will be able to grow. If you stay comfortable, you will get the same stuff you've always been getting forever and ever. So when they come to you and they give you an objection because they are uncomfortable, you say, all right, that's cool. I know you're uncomfortable, but listen, hang out with me for a second here. We need to move forward. I need you to move forward. And the only way we can do that is by doing something that's uncomfortable, like investing in a program or changing your life, right? Like, I've never seen anybody change their lives by just doing the same comfortable things over and over and over again. Never. If you are a coach, it is your job to make people uncomfortable all the freaking time. Like, all the time. Okay? So whenever somebody says that, that's your moment to then say, oh, you gotta hang out with me here for a second because I know this is awkward. I know you're scared. We gotta do this. We have to move forward. All right? Next step. How weird you feel. If we're talking about anybody here who feels weird about investing a high amount of money into your program, you feel weird asking for that high amount of money. Or if you are stuck at the place that you want to charge a lot more for your program, I might move over in a second, guys. The sun is like blazing down on me. And I have Irish skin with no SPF on right now. Okay. Or you really want to charge high level, but feel like people who charge more than $10,000 for their programs, they're assholes and they're scam artists, right? People have those thoughts. Yeah, you might have those thoughts. Or you look at people charging $10,000 and just say, like, that's ridiculous. I remember looking at a coach like last night, I remember looking, because I was reading your comment. I remember looking at a coach and she charged like $30,000. And I was like, that is ridiculous. You shouldn't charge $30,000. Now I find it funny, but I know exactly where that is coming from. Like, you're so ridiculous. You charge $30,000. I can't believe it. Like, that's not even worth it. And now I'm such a hypocrite, because now charging $10,000, I see why it makes complete sense. And guys, I'm even thinking now, like my 10K program, like that is not enough. Like that, like now I'm even like, this isn't enough. Because when you work with me 10K, you get 3 other coaches that I pay for sessions. And I'm like, yo, like that isn't even enough. 10K isn't even enough now. But I see why those people charge $30,000. I'll tell you why, okay? And I'll tell you why I charge $10,000 now and why I might increase my rates now, okay? Because when you get people to say yes to that amount of money, when you get people to say yes to investing in themselves, that person gets in a completely different state of mind as soon as they make that payment. As soon as they make that payment, it's as if physically and mentally something has completely shifted of, oh, I am totally worth this amount of money, and I am, more than anything, I am so freaking serious about building this business that I am putting this money on the line. It also holds the space for them to be able to see, I'm going to hold you to a high level of transformation. I'm not going to keep you at a comfortable amount of money. I'm not going to keep you at a place when you think it's like, okay. Also, investing that amount of money, when I've done those big investments, it's like, I invest the money and then it's like I immediately just shift up to a higher level of like, this is who I am now. I'm going to have this expense coming out of my bank account every single month for working with this person, and I know that the money has to be there. So now I need to rise up to the occasion and I need to rise up to this investment. And it's like, it's mentally just completely changes you. It does. Completely changes you. Now I know why people charge $30,000 for the programs, and no, it's not a scam, and no, it's not bullshit. It's because the women at those level of investments are completely different, and they transform just from that amount of money. Okay? So I'll just tell you guys that. And if you really, when I talk about this, I talk about charging high level, because to me, I don't want you to build a business that is not profitable, that's not sustainable. And I see so many people out there, and I'll tell you guys that when I started my coaching business, I charged $1,000 for 3 months. Okay, I charged $1,000 for 3 months. This was after I sold my first business. That was a website. I sold a website for $15,000 and booked a $10,000 wedding client, and sold a website for $15,000, then started charging $1,000 for coaching for 3 months. So it's really dumb. But let's talk about profitability and sustainability and why you need to charge high end. And I'll tell you why logically you need to charge high end, okay? If you have any questions, if you guys have any questions, I'm just blabbering away. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them below. Okay. So what happened was I started charging $1,000 for 3 months. 3 months to work with me. Payment plan works out to $350 a month for 3 months. Okay? That's what it works out to. Oh no, my computer died. Shoot. All right. Let's just go off this. $350 a month for 3 months. Signed 8 clients into that program. 8 one-on-one clients paying me $350 a month. And I did the math before. I forget the math now. It was something like $2,500, I think, a month. I had 8 one-on-one coaching clients, only making $2,500 a month. My business expenses at that time, I think they were only around maybe like $500 to $800. They were under $1,000. But still, business expenses, personal expenses, and then trying to reinvest the money to grow the business. Well, I had 8 clients, 8 one-on-one clients. And now I needed to also market to get more clients, because $2,500 wasn't enough to live off of for my business and myself. Okay. I still needed to do sales things. I still needed to do challenges. I still needed to do lives and support 8 freaking people. Do you know how exhausted I was after that? After those 3 months were done, I was like, I'm not doing that again. I'm never doing that again. And I wanted to just put out a course, because I was so exhausted from taking on 8 one-on-one $1,000 clients over the course of 3 months that I was so exhausted that I wanted to put out some passive income course. So that is why, bringing it back to why you need to charge high end, because when you look at a business in a sustainable and profitable way, how the are you going to make, how the fuck, if your programs are $2,000, right? And you sign 3 clients into it over a 3-month payment plan. No, let me go with 3,000. Your program's $3,000. 3-month payment plan, $1,000. Let's say comfortably for all of us to live, we need like $5,000, right? So you need 5 clients. They all go on payment plans. I'm just going to go with that scenario. You need 5 one-on-one clients. You also then still need to support those clients, market for more clients, sell for more clients, send out email. I mean, it's like, and also, you as a human being need to sustain your energy so you can deliver good energy and good coaching calls to those clients who are paying you money. So you need a sustainable and profitable business. And that's why logically you need to charge high end. Okay. So if you're not charging higher end now, I think $3,000 is still on the higher end scale. So I would include $3,000 as higher end. Anything below that, I think that's hard. A 3-month program below $3,000. That is hard. That's hard to deliver. Okay. All right. So that's why I need to charge high end. That's why I charge $10,000 because my clients not only work with me, they work with 3 other coaches for 4 months, and they get me not just coming to the calls because I haven't like ate anything and I'm stressed and they're stressed, and no, I'm able to handle their stress. I'm able to handle their fears because I have taken care of myself as a CEO. Okay. And I also am not stretching myself trying to market and sell to get my next client. I have enough money coming in. Okay. Profitable and sustainable. That's why you need to do that. Okay. My computer died. I don't know why I'm like stumbling on my words today. My computer died, so I can't remember my last point. If anybody can put the last point in the comments, I would be so happy. I wrote it in the post yesterday, and I wrote what I was going to be talking about. And I went through all of them except for the last point. And I can't remember what my last point was. Someone go back to the post in the Firecracker Tribe, and it's in there. I said what I'm going to be talking about in today's call. My computer really dead. Wait, no. Wait, my computer is now starting up again. Forget it, guys. I got it. Yay. All right. Thank you for anybody that was trying. Okay. And you're not sure what the right way to sell people, because every time you do, you feel incredibly nervous and get super nervous about saying the price. Okay. So let's talk about that. Ariel, I'll get to your question in just a second. I'm going to get to this point. I'm going to answer your question. Okay. So the right way to sell people. What I used to do was I used to come to sales calls with like my script. And I was like, I got my script. I got my objections. I know how to object to these things. And I got my script and I'm ready to go. I don't do that shit anymore. I don't do that. Thanks, guys. Thank you. But I don't do that shit anymore because it doesn't fucking work. If you come to the sales call just like so nervous about what you're going to say or like about what you're going to do, that is not... Okay, good. Came back. All right, cool. Okay, so what I want you to do, what you should be doing, Thanks, Stephanie. I love to keep it super cash, on these live streams. Okay, what you should be doing with these sales conversations is it's just a conversation. Legit, guys, just a conversation. If you haven't seen what I said before, please let everybody know the price of your program before you get on the phone with them. Just let everybody know. Tell everybody, tell your mom, tell your cat, tell everybody what the price of the program is, okay? For sure. Tell them the price of the program. So when they get on the call, it is a conversation. That's it. And I think most of us go into the conversation of like, oh my God, I need the money. I need a client. Oh my God, I need you to, because I haven't had a client in forever and I need you. No, man, like, would you want to buy from me? If I came to our conversation, I was like, yes, I know, but you should really sign up for this program because you need to be in this program because you really, like, no, man, no, I would not buy that shit. If I went into like Home Depot and this guy's trying to sell me a new lawnmower and he's like, you really want this one? I'd be like, I definitely don't want that one now. That's desperate. I don't want that. I don't want desperation, okay? I want someone who's confident, who cares for me, who actually wants like the best thing for me and can lay out why it's the best thing for me, right? So when you come to the conversation, let them talk. Let them explain what's going on. Let them actually talk to you and say like what is going on in their head, like why they came to you, why they scheduled this call, what do they want to do with their life, right? And for me, it's just like a conversation. It's just like, okay, yeah, like I see, like I know that you really have this weird relationship with money. I know that you're having a lot of like trust issues. I know that you're having a lot of relationship patterns, like a lot of stuff happening there, right? So to me, it's just like a simple conversation. It's like me talking to a girlfriend and being like, hey, like, yeah, like, she tells me her problems. And then I'm like, oh, okay, like, well, you know, if you did this and this, would that change your life? And then she's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, let's do it then. And like, that's it. Like, don't worry, throw out the sales scripts, just listen to the people. But more importantly, if your mindset is in a place of desperation and scarcity and all that other stuff, like, no way is anybody going to buy from that. So more importantly than anything, than like your script or what you're saying or trying to follow it the way I do it, more importantly than that, it's come to the conversation like, I really want to help this girl. I want to change her life. You know, I know my process that I have and it freaking works. And I know she wants better for her life. And oh man, I can really help her get there. And I'm not scared about the price. But you in here, more than anything, guys, this is just what I emphasize every single time. Any of my clients' problems are never about strategy. It's always about mindset. It's always about they're coming to the call and they're scared and they're nervous, or it's always about my clients acting from a place of fear. They're always acting from a place of desperation. And I'm like, listen, we've got to get this in check, because if this isn't in check, no way are we going to make money today. No freaking way are we going to make money, okay? I don't care if you have a sales call today and you are just real fucked up in your head about like money and how you can do it. Cancel the sales call, reschedule it to tomorrow, sit down, grab your journal, do lots of mindset work. I have so much awesome stuff to give to you, like my Unfuck Your Money Mindset journal. Go through that entire thing today, go to the sales call tomorrow, and be ready to show up and change that person's life, okay? For real. All right, guys. Ariella, I'm going to answer your question. My phone's about to die, but I'm going to answer your question after I finish this live, and I'll reply to you. Oh, guys, I also have one more spot left in my 6-figure incubator program, which is the 4-month program where you get to work with 4 freaking coaches, 4 freaking badass coaches, and I'll leave the link too after I end the video. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Bye.